This is John Kvale, and this is your January 2021 Financial Planning Review and Capital Markets Review. For those newbies that are listening and driving down the road, we do this in a podcast, video, audio format, so keep your hands on the wheel. We want you to be safe. I am tethered to a very short cord at a tennis lesson for the 13-year-old on a Sunday just before noon. And this is actually the last day of January, and this post will go out at 10:30 tomorrow. So let's get with it. I don't want to take too much of your time. Again, newbies, we do this in a video podcast format so that you can listen. Those of you that are listening, I am tabbing down, welcoming everybody into, and got a nice little welcome to 2021 picture. But first of all, I'm tabbing down to the first article in a review of our January post, and that is that the Secure Act, which was passed in December, very late December of 2019, actually increased our required minimum distributions to age 72. It got lost in the shuffle of all the other acts, the two COVID acts, and to that point, I mentioned it, that the COVID-related CARES Act in March, just 90 days later, or right around almost exactly 90 days later, nullified the need for us to do any required minimum distributions. So there were a couple other changes in there, but starting in 2021, if we're age 72, we'll need to take those required minimum distributions, but the old rule was 70 and a half. So I'll be talking more about this, and we're kind of waiting for any kind of tax law changes as well, but it really looks like so far there will be no relief on this year. All right, moving on down, those of you that are listening, I am going to the next updated review post, and that is stimulus check update. There was at present time, there is a $600 stimulus that was given to those folks, and the people that are listening to this. I am in the middle of the post, and it outlines from the IRS website what those requirements are, and we found that most people have already received those. If they were going to receive them, they actually got them on like the 4th or the 5th of January. They were wired to whatever banking information you had on your 2019 taxes. Those of you that are listening, I'm hovering over the link to the IRS coronavirus, where is my payment? I mention again in big green letter, be careful when you're jumping to this link. I put the link out there not as a hyperlink, but actually so you can copy it. I don't want anything to jump in front on your browser because you're asked to put your Social Security information and some other pretty confidential information. So make sure if you're checking, you're going to the correct site. All right. Great news. You guys all, longtime listeners know that our watchers or viewers know that I love graphs. I emailed the CEO of Advisor Perspectives, and there are tons of graphs. He personally sent me an email back and said, John, as long as you are giving copyright credit, which you guys notice I will, you can use our graphs. And there are tons of graphs. So this graph was created by Jill Mislinski, and her actual article which I've hot linked to, is in Advisor Perspectives. But this is basically a Buffett back of the napkin indicator. What it is it's the total value of the S&P 500 divided by the total value of GDP. It's now at an all-time high, like almost 180%. What does that mean? That means that could make a case for very high, steep valuations of the S&P 500. Does that mean that the market's going to crash, or does it mean that we're going to go back down? No, it just means that it's not cheap. We're not buying stuff here cheaply. We can go, in a perfect world, we would go sideways for a year and a half. In a less perfect world, we would pull back, and we may be seeing some of that right now. It's very cautious. Now's the time to be cautious giving these potential valuations. The neat part about having the okay from the CEO is there's quite a few more charts that I want to introduce you guys to, not to frighten us, just to let us know what environment we're in. Hey, is the water cold? Yeah, it's a little bit cold right now, and we just want to make sure that we're keeping our wits among us. Okay, that's it. I'm going to try and keep this short. I don't know if I did it. Again, I'm casual. I'm wearing my blue hat, my blue shirt. It's a Sunday afternoon or Sunday late morning before this post will be posted tomorrow. We hope you've enjoyed our first monthly post of 2021. Thank you, as always, for your time. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you again at the end of February. Thank you.